So we have got the concept of the resultant of two vectors, how to find out how to add two vectors, how to subtract two vectors, how to find out the product of two vectors. Now the practical application of what we studied earlier. Okay. Now what is relative velocity? Relative velocity means velocity of one body with respect to other. Alright. So suppose there are two bodies A and B. Alright. Now if you write VAB, if I write this way, that VAB, what is the meaning? It means that velocity of A with respect to B. What is the meaning of this one? That velocity of A with respect to B. Is that clear? And velocity of A with respect to B, you can find out from this relation VA minus VB. Alright. So if you write VBA, what is the meaning? VBA means velocity of B with respect to velocity of B with respect to A. Alright. And VBA means VB minus VA. This is the simple concept, very easy concept, that how to find out velocity of A with respect to B of the other means velocity of one body with respect to other. Simply subtract the velocity of the second body from the first one. Alright. So, and if you find out VBA, then if you apply the same concept, what will be the relative velocity? How to find out? Velocity of B minus velocity of A. Alright. Now we will apply this concept for different cases. Alright. Just you consider the first case. Suppose you are considering that A and B, they are moving in the same direction. Alright. They are moving, you see, VA and VB, they are in the same direction. Then you see what will be VAB. As I said, it will be VA minus VB. Is that clear? Means you can write down the magnitude will be simply you subtract the magnitude of the two velocity. Okay, you experience this. Alright, suppose you are in a train, and when your train is moving in certain direction, if another train crosses your train in the same direction, then you will observe that as if the velocity of your train is decreasing. Alright, why? Because the relative velocity is VA minus VB. Is that clear? Then, second case. If the two velocities, suppose VA is in this direction and VB is in the opposite direction. Alright. So, when they are in opposite direction, then you see what will be VAB? It will be VA minus VB. Is that clear? Now you see minus VB means it is in the direction of VA only. Just understand, try to understand it. VB is in this direction. Okay. So, I am just writing it here. There is no place. Okay. So, you can write it this way. VA plus minus VB. Is that clear? Now, VB is in this direction. So, in which direction minus VB is? Minus VB is along the direction of VA. So, you can write what will be the magnitude of VAB? It will be VA plus VB. You have to simply add the two velocities. Alright. This is the concept. Without knowing this physics, you used to apply while solving maths. That when the two bodies are moving in the same direction, then their relative velocity is, you subtract the two velocities, and when they are moving in the opposite direction, what will be the relative velocity? It will be VA plus VB. That's why you see, next time when you will move, when you will travel by train, you will observe, not by train, any vehicle. Suppose you are moving in a vehicle and if any other vehicle crosses you in the opposite direction, then it will appear to you as if the second vehicle is moving very fast. Alright, why? This is the cause. Because the relative velocity when the two vehicles are moving in the opposite direction, then when you are finding the relative velocities, relative velocity becomes equal to sum of the two velocities. Alright, so it appears that relative velocity is greater than the individual velocities. Now consider the third case. Because in the third case we are considering that A and B are moving neither in the same direction nor in the opposite direction, but they are moving in any direction, and the angle between the two velocities, let it be theta. Alright, so you see, you can write, if you want to find out velocity of A with respect to B, then it will be VA minus VB. Alright, so let us draw, applying the concept of either triangle law or parallelogram law. You can apply the parallelogram law more easier way. That's why I am showing the parallelogram law. You want to find out VA minus VB. Then how you will do? First you will draw VA, okay, then minus VB. So you see VB is in this direction. So if you draw a line parallel to that one, you see parallel to VB, but in the opposite direction, then you see this is minus VB. Is that clear? Now you complete it and draw the parallelogram. Then what will be the direction? What will be the direction of? You must use a scale. Rather, I should use a scale. So you can use a scale here. The scale is gone. I didn't get the scale, so by hand only I am drawing. So this will be VAB. Is that clear? So you see what will be the magnitude of VAB? Apply the concept. R square is, I hope you can remember, P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. Because you are finding P minus Q. Alright. So you see what will be VAB then? Sorry, R it is. What will be VAB then? It will be under root VA square plus VB square minus 2VA VB cos theta. Is that clear? Understood? And if you want to find out the direction, then you see you can find out the direction by like this. It will be, I hope you can remember, what is the direction of tan theta or alpha we have considered? Tan alpha. It was Q sin theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. Okay. So if you apply that, what will be the angle here? Q means VB. It will be VB sin theta plus, it will be VA minus VB cos theta. Why minus? Because we are not finding P plus Q, we are finding P minus Q. So here also it should be minus. P minus Q cos theta. Is that clear? So this is the way by using the concept of relative velocity and the concept of resultant of two vectors, one can find out the relative velocity of one body with respect to other when the two velocities are may be in any direction. Okay. Now we will apply our concept of relative velocity in our day-to-day life. Okay. The example, most common example, now it is rainy days. Alright. Now when rain is falling, you know that rain always, if wind is not there, provided rain falls vertically downward direction. Alright. So you see rain is falling in this direction. So let us assume that this is the velocity of the rain. Okay, this vector. Alright, let me name it. Suppose OA is the velocity of the rain. Okay, this OA, the magnitude of OA, magnitude of the velocity of the rain is equal to the length OA. Now suppose a person is moving in this direction. A person is moving in this direction, and let us consider that this is the point. Let us name it OB. OB is the velocity of the man. Is that clear? Now the question is, in which direction the man should hold the umbrella to save himself from rain? Alright. Now you may think that here the rain is falling vertically down, so you must hold the umbrella like this. No. Why? Because you have to find out what is the velocity of the rain with respect to the man. Because man is also moving. Alright, and you have to hold the umbrella in which direction? Velocity of rain with respect to the man. Means how we will write? Velocity of rain with respect to man means VRM. So what will be VRM? It will be VR minus VM. In which direction the man should hold the umbrella? Along the direction of relative velocity of rain. R stands for rain. RM is not the name of your physics teacher. It is R is rain and M is man. So it is velocity of rain with respect to the man. So just now we have got what is VAB? VA minus VB. So how you can write VRM? It will be VR minus VM. So we have to apply the concept here. So how I can apply this? If OA is VR, then it is minus VM. So if VM is in this direction, how I can find out minus VM? If I measure the length of OB, it is here. So you see, if I extend it, little bit, this much it is coming. If I name it OC, OC is what? Minus VM. OC is what? Minus VM. Is that clear what I said? You have to find out VR minus VM. So what will be VR minus VM? For that we have to draw minus VM. So if this is plus VM, what will be minus VM? Exactly in the opposite direction. Okay, and same magnitude. So OB equal to OC, but OC in opposite direction, so it is minus VM. So what will be VRM? You have to complete the parallelogram, as VR and VM are perpendicular. So instead of parallelogram, it will be a rectangle. So let us complete the rectangle. Then join the diagonal of the rectangle. So you see, this is if I name it ACD, OD represent VRM. OD represent what? VRM. Is that clear? So you see, what will be the magnitude of VRM? Look at the diagram. Look at the diagram. What is the magnitude of OD? It is the diagonal of a rectangle. So you know what is the diagonal of a rectangle? Diagonal of a rectangle is square of sum of square of the two sides. So one side is VR, so it will be VR square plus VM square. Alright, so this is the magnitude of the relative velocity. Now, in which direction the umbrella should be? The man should hold the umbrella in which direction? I am just showing you along the direction of VRM. Means this should be the direction of the umbrella. Is that clear? So if you consider the angle is theta with the vertical axis, then you see this is also theta. So one can write from the diagram tan theta. Okay, tan theta is how much? Perpendicular AD upon base OA. Now AD is how much? Magnitude of VM, and OA is how much? Magnitude of VR. So you see, tan theta is equal to VM by VR. Finding this angle, you can give the instruction to the man. Yes, in this direction the man has to hold the umbrella. Is that clear? This is the umbrella. Okay. So this is the practical example of rain and man. Means practical example of relative velocity in our day-to-day life. Now the next practical example of relative velocity is coming when a swimmer is trying to cross a river. Alright. Now let us consider in this case that small v be the velocity of the swimmer in still water. Means when the water is stagnant, then the swimmer's velocity, let it be v. And let us consider u be the velocity of the river. And look at this. That's why I have shown you that this is the velocity of the river, means this is the river. So width of the river is AB. Alright. Now let us consider from the point A, the swimmer, this is we are assuming that swimmer is swimming with the velocity v in this direction, means this angle is theta. Alright. Then you see this velocity, you can break it into two components. One along the horizontal direction, another is along the perpendicular direction. So you see, if you consider the horizontal direction, it will be just so this is, let us consider v cos theta, and the perpendicular component is v sin theta. Alright. So what we are assuming that at any moment from the point A, the swimmer is swimming along this direction, making an angle theta. Then you see, along the direction of the flow of river, alright, what is the velocity of the swimmer? Velocity of the swimmer, it will be, velocity of the swimmer, it will be how much? V cos theta, it is moving, and then this water, it is pushing again by another distance u. So it will be V cos theta plus u. Alright. Now perpendicular to the flow of river, means along the direction of AB, what will be the velocity of the swimmer? That is V sin theta. Alright. Try to have a very clear concept. When the swimmer is actually moving in this direction, then you can break it into horizontal and perpendicular component. But what will be the horizontal component? Not only v cos theta plus u. Why? Because swimmer, if he moves along this direction by this distance, the water push the swimmer extra u distance along the same direction. Alright. So you can say that it will be u plus v cos theta. Okay. And what will be the perpendicular direction velocity of the swimmer? That will be v sin theta. Now if the swimmer wants to cross the river in minimum time, alright, then we have to find out how the swimmer can cross the river in minimum time and what should be that minimum time. Alright. Now for that, let us consider, if you consider the river, you see the minimum distance is AB, isn't it? So you see, if I consider minimum distance is AB, then this is the motion perpendicular to the flow. So you can write this way. The first point is motion perpendicular to flow of river. Alright. If you consider this, then what is the distance travel? Distance travel will be P. Alright, if I consider the motion of the swimmer perpendicular to the river, then you see what is the distance? B. Then along this direction, what is the velocity of the swimmer? V sin theta. So what will be the time taken by the swimmer to cross the river? It will be, time is distance by velocity. Alright. So you can write it. It will be B by V sin theta. Is that clear? So if this is the time B by V sin theta, then you see T will be minimum when sin theta is maximum, isn't it? Because B and V are constant. So you can write sin theta is maximum. So when sin theta will be maximum? When theta is equal to 90 degree and sin 90 is 1. Is that clear? So you see what is the minimum time needed to cross the river? It will be B by V. This is one point. Another point, in which direction the swimmer should have to swim? Theta is equal to 90 degree. Means swimmer has to swim along the line AB. So in which direction swimmer should swim? Swimmer should swim along AB. Is the point clear? So this is the thing you have to remember. Alright, the result at least you have to remember to solve the numericals, that if any person want to cross a river in minimum time, alright, then in which direction the man or the person should swim? The person should swim, the swimmer should swim along the direction perpendicular to the flow of river. So, just to save your time, I have written along AB. AB is the direction perpendicular to the flow of river. And what will be the value of the minimum time? Value of the minimum time is B by V. Is that clear? So, you must remember the last line I have written. The T minimum is B by V, and in which direction the this one swimmer should swim? The swimmer should swim along AB or perpendicular to the flow of the river. Now you understand it, that if the swimmer swims along this direction, swimmer is trying to move along this direction, but the water, it will push the person in this direction. So you see, that's why I have written like this. If this is the direction of U and this is the direction of V, if you complete the rectangle, then this is the resultant. So in which direction, although the swimmer actually moving along AB, trying to move along AB, but what will happen to the swimmer? The river, the water of the river will push, okay, or drag the swimmer to the point C. Means although the swimmer is trying to reach B, but the water is pushing him or her in this direction. So the swimmer will not be able to reach the point B. Rather, the swimmer will reach the point C. Okay. Now, in this case, what will be BC? Now, you see, BC is the length travelled by the swimmer along the horizontal direction. Now, along the horizontal direction, what was the velocity? I hope you can remember. It is U plus V cos theta into, it is the velocity along the horizontal direction multiplied by the time will be the distance travelled by the swimmer. Means what will be the length BC. So here you see, in this case, when it is taking minimum time, theta is equal to 90 degree. So you can write, it will be U plus V into cos 90 degree into T. T was how much? B by V. I hope you can remember. Minimum time. Here, if you consider it is the minimum time, then cos 90 is 0. So how much you are getting? U into B by V. Alright. So how much the swimmer will be dragged by the river water? The swimmer will be dragged by the river water by this length BC, which is given by U into B by V. So these are the two relations you are supposed to remember. What is the expression for minimum time needed to cross the river? B by V, and how much the swimmer will be dragged by the river water? It is U into V by V, where B is the width of the river, V is the velocity of the swimmer in still water, and U is the velocity of river water. Now the second case is, the swimmer want to travel minimum distance, not minimum time. That swimmer wants to travel minimum distance. Here you see that what was the distance travelled by the swimmer? It was AC. I hope you can remember. Although the swimmer is moving along this direction, but water is pushing, so it was AC. AC was the distance travelled. Okay, time was minimum, but distance travelled was AC. That was not minimum. So in this case, if the swimmer wants to swim minimum distance, In that case, from the diagram it is clear that minimum distance is nothing but the width b. Is that clear? Minimum distance is b. Clear to everyone? So you see, this is the way, means the swimmer should, I am just drawing the diagram here. You see, if the swimmer swims along this direction with a velocity v in such a manner that the resultant velocity of the river water and this one, this is the resultant velocity. That resultant velocity, if it is along AB, then only the swimmer will be able to swim the minimum distance. Alright. So just consider this diagram. If I consider this is theta, then the minimum distance travelled by the swimmer, if it is B equal to AB, it means that velocity along the flow, velocity of the swimmer definitely along the flow should be equal to 0. Now, what was the velocity along the flow? I hope you can remember, I have rubbed it. It is u plus v cos theta. So, u plus v cos theta should be equal to 0. You see, if it is 0, then how much it is coming? Cos theta is coming minus u by v. Is that clear? Clear to everybody? Now you see, if cos theta is equal to minus u by v, then what will be the velocity of the swimmer? Now as I said, that minimum distance is b. Clear? So what is the amount of velocity of the swimmer along AB? That is v sin theta. Alright. Now sin theta you can write it is 1 minus cos square theta. So if you substitute cos theta is u by v, and when you will take it square, then minus sign will become plus. So it will become v into under root 1 minus u square by v square. So you simplify it, it is coming how much? Under root v square minus u square. Alright. So, what should be the velocity of the swimmer? Velocity of the swimmer will be under root v square minus u square. Okay. So you have to understand it. If the swimmer wants to travel minimum distance to cross the river, then the swimmer should swim along this direction, making an angle theta. Clear? And what should be the velocity, resultant velocity of the swimmer? It should be equal to under root v square minus u square. Means you must draw the diagram like this. This is u. Okay, this is v, this is u, and this is theta. Then only the swimmer will be able to travel perpendicularly, because the resultant of v and u, see in which direction? It is coming in this direction, and the swimmer will cross the minimum distance. So what should be the resultant velocity of the swimmer? Under root v square minus u square. And what will be the minimum distance travel? It will be equal to width of the river. Is that clear? And in which direction the swimmer should swim? This is the direction. Is that clear? Means cos theta should be equal to minus u by v. Alright. In which direction swimmer should swim? This is the relation. This relation should be satisfied. Means theta should be obtuse and cos theta is minus. As theta is obtuse, that's why cos is negative. Cos theta is minus u by v. Clear? So these are the 2 points. These are the 3 points you have to remember. So if I summarize that whatever I have discussed now. So when a swimmer is trying to cross the river, if the swimmer want to cross the river in minimum time, alright, then minimum time will be equal to b by v. Alright, and in which direction swimmer should swim? In that case, swimmer should swim perpendicular to the direction of flow of river. Alright, but although the swimmer will swim perpendicular to the flow of river, how much he will be dragged? He will be dragged by a distance under root u square plus v square. Okay, but when the swimmer is trying to cross the river by minimum distance of swimming. In that case, swimmer should swim making an obtuse angle theta, so that cos theta is minus u by v. What will be the minimum distance travelled? It will be equal to width of the river. And what should be the resultant velocity of the swimmer? It will be under root v square minus u square. I should write here resultant. Resultant velocity of the swimmer, it will be under root v square minus u square. So you see, under root v square minus u square, it will have a real value only when v is greater than u. You must remember. So the swimmer has to swim with the velocity greater than the velocity of the river. Then only the swimmer able to swim the minimum distance while crossing the river. So all the results, whatever I have discussed, if you may not remember, the derivations, but please remember the results of all the examples I have given. Thank you, girls.